Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. Over the past week or two, you've been asking for a Survival Hunter dueling guide, updated for patch 7.1, so that's exactly what we're going to get into today. At this point in the expansion, I've played all the Hunter specs, and I think overall, Survival is probably my favorite spec to play. I think it's really strong, has a lot of control, and I think it does really well in duels. So today's agenda is to very briefly touch on talents and honor talents. We'll get into some playstyle tips, openers, and we'll finish with some sample duels and some commentary over those. So sit back and relax. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys can benefit from this video. Thanks for joining me. So the first thing we're going to get into are talents and honor talents. I will try to blaze through these as fast as humanly possible to not waste your time, because this usually takes forever. So the tier 1 choice is throwing axes, and I say this mainly because we are going to be committing to a hit and run playstyle, weaving in and out of melee range. As a survival hunter, you are totally comfortable at range. You have many ranged abilities. Throwing axes does a tremendous amount of damage, and especially against melee, you're going to be kiting them until they can get to you, and then you'll switch into melee mode. So throwing axes is really great. Wave the Moknathal, I like this in an arena setting if you have a healer where you can get off more of a rotation, but in duels they're just so fast paced, there's not much of a rotation. It's a lot of hectic scrambling to use positional abilities, defensives, that it's not the correct choice here. So for the tier 2, Murder of Crows, we're playing a hit and run playstyle, we're playing with dots, and we don't want to be, it's hard to get value from Snake Hunter. It means you're going to be standing in melee range for 6 seconds, and in order to get value from this. I love Murder of Crows. It allows you to use globals for other things. There's a tremendous amount of damage. It fits the whole dot hit and run play style, so I like Murder of Crows. But Snake Hunter is really great too. I'll probably get some flack for this, but that's fine. The third choice, Post Haste, Trailblazer, you are in a duel, so you're going to be attacking the whole time, so you're not going to get value from that. Far Stride is okay, but generally Post Haste is good. Far Stride is good against maybe mages and stuff. I've used it before. Level 60, this is important, guys. Steel Trap all the way. So if you guys didn't know, you're not really using this for the root. You're using this for the dot, and the dot will persist after the root is broken. So Steel Trap does a ton of damage. It hits like a truck, man. 417,795 bleed damage over 30 seconds. If I miss a Steel Trap in a duel, I'll probably lose. It's at that level. So, rank it in your mind as a very high priority. It's really strong. So Steel Trap all the way. Level 75 choice, I like Camouflage. It's usually advantageous to take Camouflage, even if you're up against another stealth like a Feral or a Rogue. You can use this as kind of a pseudo vanish, because if you feign death, you can Camouflage. It'll take you out of combat. You can Camouflage. It also acts as a heal, allows you to get a great opener. Ranged net's okay too as well, but I like Camouflage generally in 75% of cases. Okay, this talent, you guys know, Dragon's Fire Grenade is really just the go-to staple here. Expert Trapper is what we're taking. It's the go-to staple as well. So on to honor talents, Gladiator's Medallions can be the best in a duel. You guys know that. Sparring versus melee, reinforced armor versus casters, boomkins, Shadow Priest, stuff where you're not dealing with physical melee damage. Cat-like reflexes versus physical melee damage, or ranged melee damage too, like Hunters. Survival tactics to get off magic abilities, boomkins, Shadow Priest, Affliction Warlocks, all that stuff. Spider Sting is the go-to choice now. Scorpion Sting and Viper Sting, these are absolute trash. Don't even look at these. Just literally, just forget these even exist. They're just not worth it. Spider Sting, just leave this on here the whole time. It's actually really good though. It can screw up a lot of classes, not even just the mages and warlocks. It can mess up demon hunters, paladins. It can do some serious work. So Spider Sting's awesome. Mending Bandage is what we're going to take here. More often than not, because you can actually get value from it in just a 1v1 setting through your turtle most of the time, but sometimes Master's Call is really great too. If you're going to be constantly Nova or something, Master's Call is really good, mainly because it also gives you immunity to roots and movement impairing effects for 4 seconds. So, and then Tracker's Net is what I like. One of the main things to do in survival to make sure your traps hit is to throw a Tracker's Net or throw a net of some sort. You have a couple net options, and then right after throwing the net, you throw a trap right on top, and that allows you to pretty much hit your traps every time. So that's the talents and honor talents. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. We're going to move on. Now that we're through talents and honor talents, we're going to get into some of the general playstyle tips, what some of the best openers are, and anything else I can think of on the fly here. So let's get started with just the general playstyle overview strategy. Against melee, you're going to want to be at range from them. You're going to be doing, you do serious work at range. So you have throwing axes, Murder of Crows, your Dragon's Fire Grenade, your dots do serious damage, you have traps, You want to leverage that ranged advantage for as long as possible until they close the distance with you, until they can somehow stun you or CC you and close the distance. Then when they finally get to you, you switch, decisively into melee mode hunter. You know what I mean? You pop your Aura Sacrifice to mitigate damage, and you just start mongoose biting them, and you're not afraid of being in melee damage, in melee range. You're ready for it. Once they get to you, you switch hardcore into that. If you need to recover, you can recover with Turtle. If you need to deflect a huge damage, like with a greater Pyroblast or something, you use Turtle there. But that's the general playstyle versus melee. Versus ranged, it's to stick on them like white on rice. So you're not going to be able to get the Dream Opener off. This is the Dream Opener, just as a quick interjection here. It's to start with 3 traps, all stacked on top of each other. Well, rip Spiny Lizard. But yeah, you want to start with 3 traps on top of you and wait for the melee to come to you and activate all 3 traps. And there's really no way around it. They have to activate all 3 of these traps, and the timers are going to be ticking down. So I like to start off duels ideally with 3 traps down, wait for them to step on them. Because if they're going to stay at range, sure, man, I'm going to hit you with Murder of Crows, I'm going to hit you with all my dots, I'm going to hit you with throwing axes, net, bad time confirmed. So, you want to just have your traps down against melee to start. But against casters, you're not, a Warlock is not just going to run to me and step on my traps, right? So what do? You stealth. You stealth and you get out of range. You hide in the corner like this, and you wait for them to rain a fire. You wait for them to, to kind of use whatever they want to use to try and get you out of stealth. Once they get tired, you kind of make them sweat a little bit. You sneak up on them. Let me see if I can find another Spiny Lizard. You sneak up on them. I can't even use net because it's a PV talent. But then you hit them with a net, or if you're just like a god, you can hit them with the trap and don't even need the net. But to ensure that you hit the trap, you hit them with a net, and then you throw the trap on top of them, right? And you start with a steel trap ideally, right? And then you start your rotation. I like to kind of start with a spider sting right after, just to get value from it right at the beginning to make sure I can get off my initial dot rotation. And then you just stick on them like white on rice. You have Cheetah to catch up. You have Harpoon to catch up. You have a lot of ways to close the distance, and you take full aggressive stance versus these casters and stuff. So those are the general playstyles. Okay, let's get into some of the combos, right? So we talked about net into trap. What else do we have? We have Turtle into bandage, right? You can Turtle and bandage, and that that bandage, if you don't know, it removes bleeds, poisons, and diseases. So just use that accordingly. But if you Turtle and bandage, you'll be able to heal up a good amount. You'll be able to, because they're not able to attack you. And the only way you're not going to be able to bandage is if you have some sort of magical ability on you that's doing damage over time or something. And that will cancel your bandage. Any damage you take will cancel the bandage, which sucks. But that's one interaction. Another one is to, come on, where's Spiny Lizard? Where are you, bro? There's one here. You have a Spiny Lizard. You have your opponent. You throw a tar trap down, and you're kiting them around tar trap, right? Most of the time, they're not going to be slowed in tar trap because they have some sort of movement freeing ability. But after those have been blown, you can throw a tar trap and kite them around it and walk through it. Make them walk through this thing and just chuck throwing axes at them. Chuck Dragon's Fire grenades at them, and that's another kind of interaction. So also, let's think here. Also, you have your pseudo vanish, right? You feign death into camouflage. So feign death will take you out of combat. You cannot use camouflage in combat, but if you feign death, it'll take you out of combat. Then you can camouflage. So that is another one. Yeah. So that's it really for the general playstyle and tips. Anytime a caster is able to create space between you and you're not able to stick on them like white on rice, you got to manage. You got to assume when they're going to be able to do that and manage your throwing axe charges, so you're going to be able to keep up constant pressure with throwing axes because they hit like absolute trucks. And then that's pretty much it. So now we're going to get into some juicy duel action.
Time to cut to some juicy duels, boys. So let's do this. First victim is a Warlock. So we're not going to be able to start with our stack of traps, as we mentioned. So I think the game plan here is to go stealth and try and open on him with a steel trap. So if you're ever trying to hit your traps with... okay, he got us out, so we're going to have to recover a little bit. Hit him with Spider Sting right off the bat. Get some dots on him before he gets the fear off. Harpoon to catch up. Not looking good, boys. Got the steel trap on him. That's going to be big damage. Alright. Next up, we got a Demon Hunter. So this is a melee, so we can start with the dream, the triple stack of traps. Cooldown's already ticking, and we're just gonna try and run away as soon as he gets on these traps. Hit him with our dots and run away. Wait for him to close the distance, and then turtle here a little preemptively. Oh, that's a good stun by him, but he's taking mega damage from our dots, and there's not much he can do. So we'll just try and go for the kill here. Okay, next up we have an Elemental Shaman. So the plan here is to just make him sweat a little bit, stay far out of range in stealth, and then sneak up on him, open with a trap, and just start putting pressure on him. Alright, so I messed up the trap. Not a good start. It's okay, we can recover. We'll harpoon here to catch up. Actually, we'll turtle. So we were able to mitigate a lot of damage with the turtle on the lava burst there. Just gonna apply pressure. Now we can harpoon to catch up. Get out of that route. Okay. Throwing axes making big plays here. We feigned death that lava burst. We're gonna finally get one on us though. That's gonna make a sick chunk damage. So we'll keep chasing him, applying pressure. We should go down here. He is sustaining through a lot of our damage, but keep pressure up with throwing axes. Catch up with harpoon. It's a good duel. Okay, we got another Warlock again, so we're gonna go stealth. Thankfully, we dodged that Ring of Fire there, so we're gonna sneak up on him and with Steel Trap and just start applying our dots and applying pressure. So here we go. We just have to feign death the Chaos Bolt, which we did. Kick that one. We'll turtle that Chaos Bolt. We have our dots ticking on him, so we're still applying pressure. Throw some traps down while we're still in turtle. And we should be able to finish him off here. Yeah, he's done. Okay, we got a feral. So we're gonna stack up the triple trap dream here. Wait for him. We're not gonna flare. That's too cheeky. So the plan is to trinket immediately as soon as he opens with the stun. We're gonna cheetah away, throw our dots on him, throwing axes while we're running away. When he closes the distance, we're gonna turtle, take off all of his bleeds, and heal up with bandage. We'll see how it plays out, but that's how this usually works. Okay, so I'm gonna kite him around this tar trap here. So he's taking mega damage. We can probably just kill him. Yeah, he's dead. Next up, we got a mage. So we're gonna go stealth. As you guys know, we'll wait for him to kind of blow his load here, use his pet nova, whatever he wants to try and do. Make him sweat a little bit, and then we sneak up on him and hit him with the old steel trap. Alright, so we're gonna hit him with our dots. We'll be ready to turtle if he tries to, do some big combo. He blinked, so we harpoon. If they blink, you can harpoon, catch up to him. So we'll throw an axis here. He blocked. Okay, great. Somehow he blocked already. He didn't even use burst, so. Throw some traps down in advance so that when he tries to get out of this block, he'll get slowed, so there he is. He activated our trap. We'll harpoon, and thankfully we killed him there with the harpoon because he didn't blink. Okay, now we're up against a demon hunter. Alright. So you guys know the drill. Against melee, you start with the dream. We got the triple stack of traps here. He's going to he doesn't even know what to do with himself. So yeah, you just want to make sure he runs into the traps. Just move yourself around. He's taking mega damage. We can turtle if we need to, just to be safe. Yeah, we might want to turtle. I should have turtled earlier, but that's okay. should be able to get him here. Great. Well, that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and were able to learn a thing or two about how to duel as survival. Again, this is just what works for me, so everyone's gonna have their own playstyle and all that jazz. But I appreciate you, you know, making it to the end of the video. It's definitely quite lengthy, this one. So, thanks again. I'll see you in the next one, and be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. See you guys.